Welcome back to Jersey Matters. A year ago, the Township of Homedale banned hunting in city limits, township limits, and now other municipalities are talking about doing the same thing. Here to talk about that is Cody McLaughlin, spokesperson for the New Jersey Outdoors Alliance. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Larry.
So that ban went into effect. There's other municipalities now talking about doing the same thing?
Yeah, a lot of municipalities up north. This is a coordinated effort by what we like to call anti-hunting extremists to just put a backdoor ban on hunting in general. So they're going, town by town, municipality by municipality, to all 565 and trying to get them to pass local bans on either discharging of firearms and bows or just to ban hunting outright. A lot of the stuff that they say is, they like to push these talking points like cruelty to animals and things of that nature. But, we take the position that hunting is conservation. Fishing is conservation. Hunters generate $1.26 billion worth of spending in the state. We support almost 17,000 jobs, and we're the #1 funder of conservation and open space preservation in the United States and here locally in New Jersey.
Let's get to that in a moment. I want to move back to Homedale for a second.
Sure.
And the fact that other municipalities may be trying to do this. I would think that one of the reasons, you said animal cruelty, but one of the reasons they would want to do that is just not to have people shooting off arrows and shooting guns within their city limits, no?
That's the front that people like to put on it, but at the end of the day, hunters aren't going around, shooting off guns in the middle of the street. Nobody's doing that, and there's already ordinances in place at the state level for hunting that force you to be 450 feet or 450 feet away from any occupied residence when you're discharging a firearm. So there's already space buffers in place that residents shouldn't be afraid of hunters in the woods.
I already asked the question before we started about, do you have any analytics, do you have any proof that it has a negative effect
Sure.
on Homedale? And you said it's way too early.
Yeah.
What is your fear, or what should people's fear be? What could the negative effect be?
Oh, sure. I mean, look, anyone who's ever been on a highway in New Jersey knows that deer are a problem in this state. We have almost 10 times as many deer as the ecosystem can support in some areas of New Jersey, especially up in North Jersey. So when you have that dense of a population, #1 thing are high car insurance rates. Deforestation and stuff happens, like deer are impacting our forests in a negative way because they're just tearing up the understory. And then
Deer's in your backyard eating your flowers?
hey, your tulip bulbs and stuff, that's one I hear a lot from property owners. And then really the incidences of Lyme disease, that's huge, because deer carry these ticks, and when the population is that thick, like they're covered in them, and the ticks are reproducing, and it's spreading Lyme disease like crazy. We have some of the highest incidences of Lyme disease, especially up in North Jersey where the deer population is the thickest.
There has been a ban on shooting black bear. By the way, before you write me, I know I said deers, I meant deer. It was just a slip of the tongue. But there's been a ban on the hunt of black bears on state land. Mm-hmm. There are analytics on that. Do we know yet the effect of that?
Sure. So Governor Murphy last year took 40% of the lands that hunters, by the way, let's not even get into the fact that hunters actually pay for those lands to begin with, but took 40% of the lands away from hunters that are available to hunt in black bear management zones. When he did that, he seriously impacted our harvest. And this, again, people like to call it a trophy hunt. It's not a trophy hunt. It's a conservation hunt that's meant to control the black bear population, which is the thickest in the country. We have the most dense population of black bears in America.
Did we before the ban?
Oh, yeah. And so
I'm trying to get to a cause and effect.
Right.
Has it become worse?
Oh, yeah. So Governor Murphy right now is benefiting from the fact that the hunt has been happening for 10 years and controlling nuisance bears. But with the low harvest numbers that we're seeing the last couple of years, ever since he banned it on state land, and he's trying to ban it statewide, then we're going to hit a point where these nuisance complaints keep going up again, and it's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to, with the bear hunt, since we don't have the big numbers, and with Homedale, since we don't have the cause and effect, what people need, I think they have to get to the point where they can see that it's bad, or that they can see these things you're talking about are actually going to happen. They know it with the deer population because they see they see that every day, and I think that you probably have support in that. But I think when you get to the municipalities and you get to the bear ban, the bear hunt ban, that you need to wait for some numbers on that.
Yeah, I think that that North Jerseyans might disagree with that because they're already seeing these effects. These bears are tearing up their neighborhoods. They're tearing up these farms up there, destroying their crops. They're chasing people's dogs and stuff. I mean, they're sitting in people's front yards. There was the woman recently that was watering her plants and had a black bear watching her from 10 feet away.
Oh, no, I'm sure it's bad, and I'm sure it's happening, but that's anecdotal. I think that once you get some support in numbers and you say this is how many incidents, then it's going to be I think you'd agree it's going to be a much stronger.
Oh yeah,
argument.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
I appreciate you being in here. Cody McLaughlin is the spokesperson for the New Jersey Outdoors Alliance. Still to come on Jersey Matters, in the fight to stop bullying, this woman's looking to Trenton. We'll explain what legislation and new rules she wants when Jersey Matters comes right back.